Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 11, Lesson 79, and we're staying with the comma. But today we look at the moments when a sentence turns and speaks to a person. You call someone by name. You tag a little question onto the end of a statement. You open a letter and you close it. Every one of those moments needs a comma, and one of them is famous for saving lives. Let's dig in. Commas do a lot of quiet work in a sentence, and today we add 3 more jobs to the list. First, direct address. When you name the person you are speaking to, that name gets fenced off with commas. Second, tag questions. A short question tacked onto the end of a statement, like didn't you or isn't it? And third, letters. The greeting at the top and the sign-off at the bottom. 3 very different situations, but one habit ties them together. Each of these pieces is set off with a comma. Let's start with direct address. Direct address just means you are talking to someone and you say their name out loud. That name isn't doing any grammatical work in the sentence. It's an interruption, a little tap on the shoulder. So we fence it off with commas. And here's the key. The name can sit anywhere. Put it at the start. Robin, come look at this. And you need 1 comma after it. Slide it into the middle. I think, Robin, that we're lost. And now it needs commas on both sides because the sentence has to close around it. Or drop it at the end. Come look at this, Robin. And 1 comma in front is enough. Same name, same job, 3 positions. Now let me show you why this matters, using the most famous comma in the English language. Look at the first line. Let's eat Grandma. With no comma at all, Grandma isn't the person you're addressing. Grammatically, Grandma is the meal. The sentence says you plan to eat her. Now add 1 small curved mark. Let's eat, Grandma. Suddenly, Grandma is the person being spoken to, and you are simply calling her to dinner. Same 5 words, 1 comma, and the whole meaning flips. Commas save lives. That's the old joke, and it's also completely true. Next up, the tag question. A tag question is a short question you tag onto the end of a statement, usually to nudge your listener toward the answer you already expect. You finished the report, didn't you? The statement comes first, and then the little tag hangs off the back of it. And notice exactly what sits between them. A comma. It's cold out, isn't it? Same shape again. Statement, comma, tag, question mark. Tags are always short, and they're always built from a helping verb plus a pronoun. Didn't you? Isn't it? Can't we? Will you? Whichever one you reach for, a comma comes before the tag, every single time. Our last job takes us to letters. When you write a friendly letter, to a cousin, a friend, an old teacher, the greeting takes a comma. So you write, Dear Reuben, and a comma goes right after the name. That greeting has a proper title, by the way. It's called the salutation. Then at the bottom of the page comes the closing, sincerely, or yours truly, and the closing takes a comma as well. That one has no exceptions. A comma after the closing shows up in every letter you will ever write, friendly or formal. Now here is where people slip. In a business letter, the greeting does not take a comma. It takes a colon. Dear Ms. Okafor, followed by a colon. We met the colon a few lessons back, and this is exactly the crisp, formal job it was built for. Friendly greeting, comma. Business greeting, colon. Every closing, comma. Let's turn all of that into a quick check you can run in a second. 1. Are you naming the person you're speaking to? Then set that name off with commas, wherever it sits. Start, middle, or end. 2. Is there a short question tagged onto the end of a statement? Then a comma goes in front of the tag. 3. Are you writing the greeting or the sign-off of a letter? Then you need a comma there too. And keep one exception in your pocket. A business letter's greeting takes a colon instead. Run those 3 questions, and these commas take care of themselves. Ready to practice? In this first set, I'll show you 2 versions of a sentence, and you pick the one that's punctuated correctly. Think about direct address and tag questions. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. Thanks for the ride, Marcus. Who are we talking to here? Marcus. That name is direct address, sitting at the end of the sentence, so it needs a comma right in front of it. The correct version is, thanks for the ride, comma, Marcus. You locked the door, didn't you? Listen to the end of that sentence. Didn't you is a short question hung onto a statement, which makes it a tag question. And a tag question always takes a comma in front of it. So the answer is, you locked the door, comma, didn't you? Tell me, Anna, how the game ended. The name Anna lands right in the middle of the sentence, so a single comma isn't enough. The sentence has to close around the name on both sides. The correct answer is, tell me, comma, Anna, comma, how the game ended. Now let's move to letters. For each one, decide whether that line takes a comma or a colon, and pay attention to what kind of letter you're writing. Pause and choose before I answer. This is a friendly letter to your aunt, and we're looking at the greeting. The salutation of a friendly letter takes a comma, never a period. So the answer is, Dear Aunt Vera, with a comma after the name. Now the letter is a business letter, addressed to Ms. Okafor. This is our one exception, so hold on to it. A business greeting does not take a comma, it takes a colon. So the answer is, Dear Ms. Okafor, with a colon after the name. Last one, the closing of a letter, yours truly. Remember the rule with no exceptions. Every closing in every letter, friendly or business, takes a comma. So the answer is, yours truly, with a comma. Let's gather it all up. Direct address. When you name the person you are speaking to, set that name off with commas, at the start, in the middle, or at the end. And never forget Grandma. Tag questions. When a short question rides on the back of a statement, put a comma before the tag. You finished it, didn't you? And letters. A comma after the salutation of a friendly letter, a comma after the closing of every letter, and a colon after the salutation of a business letter. That's 3 more comma jobs handled. In our next lesson, we'll pull all of our comma rules together and review them side by side. I'll see you there.